Wix versus Shopify. Let's talk about it. Who am I? My name is Tim Manning, and I really want to uh, make a point in this particular video to get you to understand that it's not so much about the platform as it is what I'm about to talk about. And I know some of you all are cost conscious as it relates to selecting a platform, and that's fine. I know you have the budget and everything like that, but think about it. If you were, if one platform allowed you to get a customer at a, assuming it's done right, allowed you to get a customer at a cheaper price, but it was more expensive to actually start, would you go with that option? For instance, if you had a platform that cost $200 a month, but it got you more sales in your business per month than the option that cost $50 a month, but got you little to no sales, which option would you go with? Let me know in the comments below. The reason why I asked that question is that is the question that you're going to have to answer, not just with Wix and Shopify, but with any particular platform you want or you're considering using or switching to, right? And I'm not saying that all are created equal, but assuming you know about the e-commerce world, there are advantages and disadvantages of having the right, well, I would say there's no disadvantages of having the right platform or the right things that operate, that make your platform or store operate correctly. But there are a lot of disadvantages of having the wrong platform, right? And the things that don't allow conversions to be optimized. Now, and one of the things that will keep you from that is, more than likely, most people go for cost. You know, I was talking to this guy. He was actually a client, and but this was before he hired me. He was like, "Well, I just want to increase in conversions," and I was like, "Well, let me look at your metrics." I was like, "How many visitors you getting to your site?" He was like, "Oh, we're getting about 10,000 views. We've got over, like, I think it was like 20,000 views over 3 or 4 months or something." And I was like, "Okay, that's not bad." And I was like, "Well, how many sales have you got out of it?" He was like, "Well, it's less than 1%. And I was like, "Less than 1% of 20,000 visitors? Something's wrong with that." And I asked him, I was like, "Who are you using for your particular website?" And I'm not going to name a name, but I was like, "Oh, no wonder." Because the reason why is, most of these hosting platforms, and it's, I understand what they're doing. They're just trying to increase their revenue, and they're providing hosting, and then they get into the e-commerce world, and they just put, I wouldn't say that they don't strategically think about it, but because that's not their focus, they just put up something to sell versus really thinking about the longevity of the customer, meaning the success of the customer. Of course, if they have something else to sell you, they will keep you longer because you're having more than one of their product, but not necessarily thinking that just because you're paying them doesn't necessarily mean that you're successful, right, in your online store. So I just wanted to share that with you. I put some links in the description below if you're interested more about how you can increase conversions if you already have an online store. But if you want to just make sure, if you're planning now, you want to make sure you think about conversions before you even get an online store, to be honest with you. And I'll provide some resources below. So hopefully this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.